argument, and it would compare the class of this argument with editable mesh class. That means if an object is passed to the filter mesh function and its class is editable mesh, then it's going to return true. We're going to use this function to filter the hits from a pick button in the user interface in order to select only valid objects for intersection. Let's create a rollout called intersect with mesh. Put the same text in the title. And in the end, create a dialog using this rollout and specify the width as 400. The height is going to be set automatically. Inside this rollout, we're going to place a timer. Is an invisible user interface control, which can be used to perform certain operations at a given interval rate. The interval is going to be 50 milliseconds, and the initial state is going to be non-active, so we set active to false. That means initially the timer doesn't tick. Then we'll create a pick button called pick mesh. We'll put a corresponding text in the caption, pick mesh to explore. We'll set the width to 380 and the filter property to the filter function that we defined, so that this pick button can only select objects that pass this rule. Then we'll need a couple of edit text controls. One to display the face that was hit with caption face. One to display the normal at the hit point. Another one to display the word point that was hit, and yet another one to show the barycentric coordinates. For all these controls, we can provide an event handler. In the case of the pick mesh button, it's a pick button, so we provide a picked event handler with a single argument. This argument is going to contain the object that was picked or undefined if the operation was cancelled. So we can say if object is not undefined, in that case we want the mesh variable that we defined in the beginning to be set to that current object that was picked. The pick mesh caption, the text on the button, to be changed to the name of the object that was picked, and also the timer control active state to be set to true. That means that picking a valid object in the scene will activate the timer controller and also change the user interface correspondingly. Another event handler will be executed whenever the timer ticks. That means every 50 milliseconds. First, we'll create an array using a built-in function called map screen to world array. This function expects one 0.2 value containing the pixel coordinates in viewport space, where the upper left corner is 0, 0, and returns array which passes through the world perpendicular to the view plane